Hey there, handy friends. Today I want to share with you what life can look like through the eyes of a forager. So it is a little bit different once you start to learn what all these plants are. As I look around here out in the wilderness, I see so many different things, and even though it's fall and it's not really a great harvesting time, there's so much we can grab and so much we can use. So let's take a look. Here's the corridor for foraging. So this is gonna be a full sun area. And then behind me, we've got the woods. So this is kind of the line of foraging right here. See, we've even got that asparagus right there. So you're gonna find most of your foraging items in full sun. As I'm walking through here, it looks like everything's dried out and there may not be much to identify or use. But I'm gonna show you that there is so much readily available, even in the fall. So it is September. I am here in Southwest Michigan. Let's take a closer look at some of these plants. Here I am identifying some yarrow, and you do not need the flower. The leaves are also very medicinal. I make many salves from this and body oils. There are just many different uses for the yarrow. So I can come out here in the fall time when these leaves are re-emerging and harvest a lot of my yarrow in the fall. So that's one fall item that you can harvest. Sometimes you will see this growing off of the narrow leaf plantain. Now this happens to be a really tall one because we're in the wild, so this is extra long. I'm gonna sometimes with plantain you will see this little guy growing on the top of it. That's a seed pod. So if you want to have plantain at your home, collect that seed pod and take the seeds home. Not sure if you're familiar with goldenrod. This is a huge patch which has also come to seed. So you can save seeds from the goldenrod. They turn into little fuzzies. See that? See, the goldenrod turns into little fuzzies when it comes to seed. That's why we have this huge field here. There's still a little bit of yellow here left on some of this goldenrod to help you identify. And of course, that's another thing you could be foraging, the white pine for some tea. Here's a tiny little patch of broadleaf plantain. So let's see if I can get a better one. Broadleaf plantain, the leaf is broader, wider this way than the narrow leaf. Broadleaf and narrow leaf are both beneficial. So because I know what St. John's wort looks like, I can seed save this. So there's dried up seeds on the end of this St. John's wort, and I'm saving them off into this bag. So once you learn to identify, then the seed saving comes. Here, coming towards the end of its cycle, is autumn olive. So this is an autumn olive tree, and usually with these, you find one, you find a ton. While I'm on the same subject as yarrow, this is a dried yarrow flower, and so then in hand these are dried yarrow seeds. So I'm an avid seed saver. I come out here and I'll commonly take some seeds, sprinkle them back somewhere else or at the homestead, and spread the love. So that's yarrow seeds. You can kind of see that the leaves have dried up. Once you learn how to identify yarrow, then identifying it dry is very easy. And there is a lot of poison ivy down here, but since there's a lot of dried yarrow, I know there's gonna be yarrow leaves. So I look down below And then we've got the yarrow leaves, so that can also help me identify these dried yarrow plants. Let's not forget the plantain, so I can reach in here next to this yarrow, and I've got narrow leaf plantain here. This is medicinal in several different ways, and this can also help you if you get injured in the wild. Plantain, this is narrow leaf. Here's another thing we can come across in the fall in Southwest Michigan is red clover. So red clover is so beautiful and beneficial and easy to identify. Here we have some wild asparagus. Now I know what asparagus looks like because I grow it on my homestead. So if you don't know what asparagus looks like, you could probably Google the photos. But this is wild asparagus here. It grows pretty tall. This one's taller than me. It's about 6 feet tall. And these are little seed pods that come in the fall on the wild asparagus. You can see it gets really tall. It's tangled up in this pine tree, this white pine here. And so I know this is wild asparagus. Whew, we just got caught up in it. But if you go down here to the bottom, you can kind of tell here with the notches that it does kind of resemble asparagus. Here's a smaller one. And so if I want to harvest this wild asparagus, what I'll usually do is draw a map out of where I'm at or remember it. I lose track of all these memories of where all these plants are. So I've been drawing maps. So I'm going to draw a map of this place that I'm at and mark where this wild asparagus is and come back in the spring for a wild asparagus harvest. This is wild carrot, otherwise known as Queen Anne's lace, and this has come to seed. So this is something that you can forage in the fall. If you wanted some wild carrot or some Queen Anne's lace, you can come out here in the wild and find some dried up Queen Anne's lace. There's usually bugs hiding in there, so beware. But that's the seed for the Queen Anne's lace right there. Here we meet a rosehip bush, and even though rosehips are better to harvest after the first frost, these rosehips are still readily available to harvest. So this is a rosehip bush. These are Flora rosehips, and they are the smaller rosehip, a little bit more tedious to harvest. I have identified these in previous videos, so make sure you check that out. This bush is pretty large. Make sure you are only harvesting 10%. You're harvesting ethically so that you can save some of these goodness for the wildlife. Make sure you check out my other video on identifying rosehips. There's a little bit of Staghorn Sumac remaining here. And some pine resin or some pine pitch. Well, it's also root season. Here I have some burdock. This is a burdock leaf, and down there in the ground is burdock root, and it's root harvesting season. So as I'm looking around, I see some burdock root, and I will be harvesting that. Of course, harvesting burdock, we have these burdock seeds. Here we have Motherwort, and this is also good to harvest in the fall. You can see the unique shape of the leaf, as well as the square stem. It is part of the mint family, so this is Motherwort. Here we have Dandelion, and it's part of root season, so Dandelion is a great root to harvest and dehydrate for different uses. Another great fall forage is chickweed. So this is all chickweed. I did do another video on chickweed, so make sure you check that out on how to identify. Chickweed is so beneficial, and you can eat it raw. And here we have stinging nettle. Stinging nettle is also readily available to harvest in the fall. Get your last little bit before the first frost. Fall foraging can be fun. It really is what you make it. As you can see, there's a lot of seed saving as well. If you like this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more future videos on foraging and other great things including nature. And stay handy, friends.